Welcome to Let's Football, and the first of today's doubleheader is Odisha against Chennaiyin. And this is not just another game. This one is about the return of the winning head coaches. The return of Sergio Lobera, and of course, the comeback of Owen Coyle. The second game is the most awaited debut of newcomers Punjab against the star-studded defending champions Mohun Bagan. But first, all our eyes on Bhubaneswar. I've got Siju Matthew and Paul Macefield with me. Siju, I will come to you first because you said something brilliant early on, that this is about one club, Odisha, looking forward to writing a new chapter with this man, Lobera, and the other, Chennaiyin, is looking at a solution from the past to get them going in the present.
Well, look at that visuals. And what a lovely hug right there between Lobera and Owen Coyle. But Pula, I must tell you that you've been stealing so many of my lines. I should be warier next time that I'm not sharing anything before we go live.
Mace, what about you?
What about me? I'm all right. After last night's game, it was brilliant. It was a wonderful spectacle to start the season. But we move now to Odisha. It's brilliant to see Sergio Lobera back, of course. Champion, won the double, didn't he, in the same season, which was absolutely amazing. And a wonderful man. I mean, I was talking to him yesterday before the game, obviously, and he's so looking forward to this challenge. He really is. The same as Owen Coyle as well. He's very up for this. But Sergio Lobera, the way he plays, it was exciting, it was open, it was fluid. It used to take him about a year, 2 years to get the team up to speed on how they should play, but they do make mistakes, so we're guaranteed goals and fun.
But Pula and Mace, my question is that can he do the Control-C, Control-V formula once again?
What's that? Is that a PlayStation thing?
Well, Lobera's back, and along with him come these transfers. And straight to you, Mace. Experience throughout the spine of the team. All of them players, however, in their mid-30s. And there is nothing wrong with that, but is there enough youthful support around this spine to keep them running? Somebody has to do the running for them.
There's one that's here. We know what he's like. He can be up and down. Lenny in the middle of the park. He's a little bit longer in the tut as well, but he will give you the legs in there. I'm not going to spoil the interview with Sergio Lobera because we did mention about Ahmad Jahu and Matada Fall going from club to club to club. I think it's the 4th or 5th club that they have all been at together. He does like to have that spine of the team, and he does want to have those players that he can trust, and that's why they've been brought in for him.
No Diego Maurizio in the starting lineup. No Sai Goddard. Almost looks as if he's dropped them after that performance in the AFC Cup against Mohun Bagan. What do you have to say about that? No Diego Maurizio, especially Paul Macefield is pulling his hair out because he's his captain in fantasy.
Well, look, good luck to everyone who's having their fantasy team right there, but how can you drop a Golden Boot winner in an opener of a match? I know for a fact that Lobera has his players tried and tested, but how do you leave him, man?
That is the big question. Mace, here's one. We haven't been in a dressing room. You have. What do senior players bring, not just in terms of the pitch with flair and finesse and experience, but in the dressing room? How do they settle a lineup like this?
You talk to them, the more experienced players, they go round, they'll talk to the younger players, they'll bring them on, they'll develop them, they'll put the arm around the shoulder. Sometimes they may go at them just to tee them up. You've got to understand and know your players. And there's some big leaders in that starting lineup. He's gone with the 2 centre-backs with Fal and Delgado. That tells me he wants to keep things tight and sure at the back. That's why there's no Mauricio. That's why there's no Sai Goddard. He's got the creativity of Ahmad Jahu and, of course, Roy Krishna as well up top, who's going to be looking to try and score the goals as well. And don't forget, it's not a bad option to have to bring off the bench and bring on Diego Maurizio if it's not working.
Ahmad Jahu, of course, the midfield magician. Siju, you spoke about how it's surreal watching him in real life at the stadium. What is so surreal about the man?
I mean, I just feel that you really can't go past this man, but you also know that he's not the fastest player on the pitch, but he's just having some fun going so joyful on the ground, and it's such a joy to watch him because he's like, wow, man.
I love this new graphic. Amrinder, of course, starting at the back. But what do you make of the formation? More than that is the playing style. In the game in the AFC Cup, it looked like it was all right in the back four. They were trying to play the ball out the back, but it wasn't very Lobera-like going forward.
That's why he's gone back to the tried and tested. It was a little bit more of a 4-3-3 when they played in that AFC Cup game. Here, it's back to what Lobera does best, a 4-2-3-1 with Yahoo pulling the strings and Lenny in there to kill and destroy. They're going to be relying on Isaac out wide and Jerry out wide to get the ball in the box, and Body's getting forwards as well. So it is a Lobera lineup, and it is a Lobera style that we will see today.
Pulla, does that lineup also remind you maybe it's a mixture of Mumbai City FC and Bengaluru FC out there?
It is. But just in terms of the general excitement about the return of Lobera, it is fantastic, isn't it? We know his pedigree, but he's also evolved a little bit as a head coach. His style has changed slightly, hasn't it?
It has changed slightly, but I'll give you this stat for nothing. The last 3 clubs he's been at, his win percentage has been 56%. Each club. I mean, that's amazing when you consider that all 3 clubs exactly the same. If you're a coach and you're winning and you're going over the 50 mark, or you're over 40, that's absolutely fantastic. So 56%, you can expect excitement, you can expect goals, you can expect flair, and we're going to be in for a roller coaster ride with Odisha this season. We really, really are.
More on the ISL fantasy. You can still pick your team. Any hidden gems in there? Isak Ralte, maybe? We'll come back to that in a second, because at this point, let's listen to Lobera.
Sergio, great to see you back in India. What was the draw, and in particular, going to Odisha?
I am very happy, I am very excited to be here, to be part of this family in terms of the club, in terms of the league. It's my 5th year in ISL in this moment, and I am very excited and looking forward to start the season.
You trust certain players that you take to different clubs with yourself, like Ahmad Yahoo and Matada Fall. How important are they for you at Odisha this season?
It's important, you know, when you need to work in a new club, building a new team. If you have players who worked before with me, it's easier, it's helpful to try to implement my style of play, my idea, my philosophy. And also, you know, the players as players and as persons. And I think it's very important to build a very good team and also a very good group, because we are a family. During the season, there are good moments, bad moments, and we need to be together. And also, the personal profile is very important for me.
Sergio, you mentioned the philosophy and the style of play. Will we see what we saw before with your teams, the same style?
No, I believe in this kind of football. You know, I think, you know, as a coach, you need to transmit to the players my idea. And I believe in this kind of football. I want to win, obviously. Everyone wants to win. We are professionals. But also, I want the people, it's possible to enjoy watching our games, and our supporters are happy during 90 minutes, not only at the end of the game.
Sergio, brilliant that you're back here in India. Thank you very much for your time. All the best for the game.
Thank you so much.
Imagine if you were a young player and Sergio Lobera has signed you. How excited would you be? Because this is a man who can shape your game for the future, especially the likes of Isak Ralte.
Absolutely, Pulla, bang on there, because we've seen in the past what he's done. It's a mixture of the seniors and as well as the junior players as well. So this is their time to shine. It's just for them to find the right time to come up there, because they are filled with stars, right?
And of course, let's not forget young Thoiba as well. The Lobera effect on him. That's something to look forward to.
No, very, very much so. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. I want to see how Patia does as well, because Patia seems to have been pushed from team to team to team. Now maybe he can settle himself down.
Well, on the other hand, guess who's back? Back again. Coyley's back. Tell a friend. Mace, Owen Coyle, also known as the easiest person to interview in the world, is in the building.
I just want to know one thing though, Pulla. Can you whistle?
Never have, never will.
Because you can't sing. Let's just put it that way. No, I mean, Owen's back. Yeah, it's great to see him back. And again, you know, it's somebody who's won the Shield. They know what it's all about. Serial winner, absolute serial winner. Can get the best out of younger players as well. So it's a bit of a shrewd move here from Chennaiyin, who this year do have a little bit of a less experienced squad and a younger squad as well. So bringing Owen Coyle in to give them that boost and help them, I think it's a good signing.
There's too much of technical talk right there. Just look at that man. I know the numbers and stuff, but just look at him, that beard, he's back. He's a proper super machan today.
When I spoke to him before the interview, I actually said, oh, Santa's come early. And he couldn't stop laughing.
Well, let's hope that Christmas comes early for Chennaiyin as well. These are the big transfers in, again, tried and tested players in Owen Coyle's career. Connor Shields reunion, Ryan Edwards reunion, Jordan Murray has come back, and of course the big reunion of Owen Coyle himself returning to Chennaiyin. Too many reunions maybe?
Well, I think as the course has gone by in ISL, we've seen the tried and tested, and I think that's what the coaches also want. They trust their players, they want them, and hopefully, Super Machans, the fans, are definitely eager to watch this team play, because this man has definitely is bringing back the glory days, because back in 2019, they were the runners-up.
I'm looking forward to watching them play. I really, really am, and particularly some of the foreign players, but the local players. I thought Jatishwar was fantastic last year. He's full of energy, bags and bags of energy. Akash in the left-back position had a really good season as well. They've got the youngster Bikash at the back, just, what was it, 20 years old now. He's been given a start today, so Owen's seen something in him, and he's gone, go on, son, I'm going to give you a chance right off the bat here. So it's going to be a very, very interesting season for Chennaiyin.
Well, Mace, you're going to be talking about the team later on when you're on commentary, but give us a bit of a lowdown on what Owen Coyle has been up to during his break from the Indian Super League.
Not a lot. I think he wanted to have a little bit of a break. He said, and I'm not going to spoil the interview because we do talk about it, but, you know, he wanted to have sort of a little bit of a break, but Chennaiyin came calling and he couldn't say no. So literally you turn around, you look at what he did at Queen's Park last year, had a fantastic season, nearly got them promoted, but just couldn't get them over the line. So left, was going to have a break, and then got drafted and pulled in by Chennaiyin.
Well, the most magical bit about Owen Coyle is that sometimes you don't even have to ask him a question to get an answer. Here's Owen Coyle.
Owen, great to see you back here in India. What brought you back? I know obviously you've taken on the role at Chennai, but what were the reasons for coming back?
Yeah, listen, first and foremost, I'm delighted to be back. The league's getting better every year. Obviously, yourselves with the coverage, it helps everybody, and obviously it gives a high profile. But I've had such enjoyable times, you know, and both at Chennai and Jamshedpur, when obviously Vitamam and Abhishek came on the phone, because it was my intention to take a little rest, if truth be told, because I've been obviously, as you know, many years at it. But, you know, Chennai always did a special place, pulled on the heartstrings, and delighted to be back. Big challenge with a different... Yeah, I'm just saying it's a big challenge, but we're looking forward to it.
I mean, it's a younger squad that you've got this time that you're going to have to mould. Is that what the challenge is for you, a real test?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Chennai have had some wonderful players down the years, as you know, Vishal, Shanti, Tapa, and that team couldn't make the playoffs. So we're under no illusions how difficult the task is, but we're excited about these young players. We're excited to continue, develop, and bring them on and find the next Tapa, the next Shanti. So we're looking to be competitive, we're looking to toe-to-toe, and obviously our aim, like everybody else, is to be on those playoffs to fight out for the big prizes at the end of the season.
So how tough is it going to be, particularly tonight, Owen? You're coming up against Sergio Lobera, who's won the trophy as well before. A tough test to start the season.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Sergio, as you know, has been a champion in the country like myself. I would suggest that, you know, what we did at Jamshedpur with a budget and a club that had never been in the playoffs, I don't know if that'll ever be achieved with such a smallish club. But we're coming up against it. Not only is he a good coach, he's a really good man. His teams play good attacking football. They've got good players. They've invested heavily in their squad. Good luck to them. But for us, it's important that we show our qualities. And I've got no doubts, the longer the season goes, because we've got our group together quite late, if truth be told, with Lazar and big Ryan Edwards coming in. But those are the two I wanted, so I can't think to persevere to get them in. But we know the longer we work, the more we work together, as my team's always showed, the stronger we get. But we want to make a good start, and we think if we're at our best today, we can win this game. And we will certainly look, as you know, going out to do that. We never ever come to sit in. We come out to be on the front foot and try and win games, and that's what we'll do.
Always great to chat, Owen. All the best for today and the season.
Brilliant, mate. It's lovely chatting with you, pal. Take care.
Love the beard.
I like that, Mace. But you know what? You remember last year when, a couple of seasons ago, in fact, when Eric asked him about whether Jamshedpur played direct football. What a wonderful answer Owen Coyle gave. We should make Siju ask him the same question. He will really give you a great answer. In any case, Siju, he mentions Ryan Edwards, that last-minute signing, not in the lineup tonight, but he's likened him to Peter Hartley, and we all know what a lionheart that man was.
Absolute fan favourite right there, and every team has, and it goes so well with, when you think of Peter Hartley, you think of Chennaiyin FC. So it's going to be a difficult task to probably not see him in the blue.
Well, that man in the middle, but Tokyo.
For Tokyo, yeah, looking forward to seeing him. Yeah, he cost, was it €200,000-300,000 as a 16-year-old when he moved from Argentina to Udinese. So he's definitely got something about him, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can produce, and can he produce the goods here in India.
Fuller, do you also probably will miss seeing Thapa in the blue?
Yeah, it's almost as if every time you imagine Thapa, he's in either dark blue or a royal blue or India's blue. We're going to see him in maroon and green tonight. And obviously, that is the second game of this Saturday double header. But more important than that, more important than just the defending champions who we know what they're made of, Punjab FC. Welcome to the ISL.
Absolutely brilliant. First club ever to be promoted into the ISL. And what a big test they've got. It's the reigning champions, Mohun Bagan Supergiant, that they're going to be taking on, who absolutely wiped the floor with Odisha in the AFC Cup not that long ago. So they are going to be buoyed and buzzing. But for Punjab today, it's going to be very, very interesting because they've brought a lot of players in and there's a little bit of quality there. It's not going to be a stroll in the park for Mohun Bagan today.
What about their social media game? Punjab FC, they've really been burning it up out there.
It's 110 for them for that, and I see they call themselves the Lions. I also see Leon Augustine with his mate. I'm sure they're very well ready to roar this time around.
Is there anything particular in terms of, you've been following Indian football and there's always been this clamour, promotion, promotion, promotion. Now we have it.
Well, to be honest, lately we've seen a rise in Punjabi music, so I would love to see some Punjabi ballers coming out from there. Maybe we can now hit the music up for all the AP Dillon fans.
Wilmar Jordan, the man who scored against Mohun Bagan last year in Northeast United's only win of the season. And of course, the fleet-footed Juan Mera. Some exciting foreigners in there.
I actually watched them last year. I went down to Cooperage and we were watching them play in the I-League, and they've got a pretty solid spine to the team. Obviously with Muka Machinda, we'll be expecting him to score the goals, you know, so he's going to be absolutely key and pivotal for them. But you turn around and you look at the rest of the team. Can they get the job done? Can they work as a unit?
Well, Mace, you're hard to please, and that is entirely okay. But compared to a couple of seasons ago, are you a little more warmer towards Juan Fernando now? And if not, what do you want to see from him this season in terms of the growth as a head coach to impress you finally?
Don't say that I'm not impressed, because I have been impressed with what he's done, because if you remember, the gripe last year was that they didn't have a striker.
Correct.
Now what they've done this year is they've gone out, they've overcompensated, they've got two, and they've got two quality players. Let's not forget they're bought in Sahal as well, they're bought in Tapa. This is a squad that is deadly, deadly serious, and now there's no excuses. There are no excuses. Juan Fernando can't hide anywhere. He's got the team, he's got the squad, he's got the players, and I tell you something, if they get it right on the pitch and he gets that right mix and formation each game, I mean, Amar Ali's, that for me is a brilliant one as well. You turn around, are they unbeatable? Can they go through the season unbeaten? We thought we were going to have it last year with Mumbai, but I'm telling you, the Supergiant could go through this year unbeaten.
Some wonderful signings, and of course we'll come back to the pick of all of them. But first, let's go pitchside to the Salt Lake.
We're at the iconic Salt Lake Stadium in Kolkata, the mecca of Indian football, hallowed grounds for all Indian football fans. I'm Supriya Singh and I've got Gaurav Gala of the ISL here with me. Gaurav, you've been with the ISL since its very inception. I'm sure back in the day there were a lot of difficult decisions that had to be made, but probably starting at this stadium as your first game was the easiest of decisions.
Absolutely. One of the easiest decisions, Supriya. And just look at this stadium, right? It's an iconic stadium. We've had World Cup matches, under-17 matches here. We've had iconic matches in the past here. So it was really, a very easy decision to host the opening match of the ISL 10 years back in 2014 at this very stadium. And what a match that was, opening ceremony to match as well. And the performance of the home side that night, I still remember they beat Mumbai City FC 3-0, spectacular goals. We couldn't have asked for anything better. And I think this city, given its association with football, the history, the legacy, you couldn't have had a better start to the ISL than that opening match here, all those years ago. And every time I come to this stadium, to the Salt Lake Stadium, all the rich history, the legacy sort of comes with it. And, I have witnessed some absolutely fantastic matches here during my time with the ISL. And even before the ISL, I've been to this stadium and seen football. So it's always a pleasure sort of coming back here and watching football in Kolkata.
Well, you know what? It's going to be an iconic match for more than one reason because, well, of course, Mohun Bagan with the ISL Cup last year, and then they go up against Punjab FC, the first team ever to be promoted to the ISL. How does that feel?
Again, iconic. I mean, there has been criticism in the past that the ISL was a closed league. There was no sort of promotion, relegation. Promotion has now happened. You've got Punjab FC that have come through from the I-League into the ISL. That for me is absolutely fantastic. I think what that does is it provides a pathway. Right, it provides an example for other clubs that look, we can be in Division 2, we can be in the I-League, but we can now aspire to play in the ISL. And I think that is absolutely fantastic, not just for players, because obviously they want to play in the top tier of Indian football, but it's fantastic for the clubs as well. It gives them something to kind of aim for. They can see sort of light at the end of the tunnel in that sense. And what a fantastic moment it's going to be for Punjab FC as well to play their first ever match in the ISL. I, for one, am really, really looking forward to it. I'm sure the whole of North India should be looking forward to this because they are sort of like almost the sole representatives of North India in the ISL.
Okay, it's been very nice speaking with you, Gaurav, and then let's go back to the podcast then.
Well, Gaurav Gala is from Delhi, so he will be supporting Punjab, it seems, because that is all of North India. Let's hope for that. But in any case, what an event tonight. Mohun Bagan, the defending champions, up against the newcomers, Punjab. Let's listen to some of the players from the newcomers.
We want to see how competitive we can be against very strong and traditional power historical clubs of India.
We're very happy that we succeeded in the club's plan, the club's vision. So can't wait for the first match to come, and we're excited.
ये क्लब लास्ट सीजन आई लीग का चैम्पियन थे, तो अभी ISL में एंट्री लिया है, तो मीन्स सबके लिए अभी एक नया अपॉर्चुनिटी है और एक नया विजन है और नया चैप्टर है.
It's a lot of new guys, but it's also a lot of old guys from last year that already have this mindset, coaches' expectations and everything. We have a great mix of experience of Indian, foreigner, young, older players.
My main motive of coming here is getting more game time and to prove myself. So I have kept a really high targets for myself.
I think in the football, the most important is the next match that we have. So we have to start good, fight and give everything for try to start winning the 3 points.
Well, all of you will be listening from Paul Macefield later on, but Siju, quickly, predictions for the first game?
I'll go for Chennaiyin FC.
She goes for Chennaiyin FC. Ladies and gentlemen, a great evening of the Indian Super League awaits you.